It is tax day, and if you're like most Californians, you're probably wondering what happened to that refund you're used to getting, or worse, you owe the government this year. So, how do you make it in San Diego on tax day? We found an expert who can help. It's one of the worst sticker shocks imaginable. You're used to a little something back from the government every year in the form of a refund, but suddenly you find yourself with a hefty bill. And the feds don't look kindly on late payments.
I always tell people if you owe money, the first step is don't panic.
Ariel Giroux-Kleiman should know. She's helped people in this situation many times before as a tax attorney and now teaches tax law at USD. Here's the problem.
The federal tax laws have changed in a way that will dramatically affect California residents.
And that's probably what hit you too. Many itemized deductions you used to get were either tossed out or capped.
It used to be you could deduct all of your state income taxes.
Now those California income taxes are capped at $10,000. And your house, the interest on the mortgage was capped too. Double whammy. So if you owe, here's the first step. Do not put off filing.
Absolutely. It's so important to file your taxes on time, to file your tax return on time, even if you think you're going to owe.
There are penalties for filing late. 5% of your tax liability and up to a maximum of 25%. So let's say you owe $1,000 and didn't file for a month. That alone will cost you at least an extra $50. So file right away and pay what you can now because
there's interest, which fluctuates. Right now it's 6%. It compounds daily. So every day, every week that you owe, there's a little bit more interest that gets added on.
That compound interest can accrue quickly. But Professor Kleiman says there are options. You could file for an extension and pay the full amount later. Or you could work out an installment agreement. But no, there are fees that could be tacked on. And in some cases, paying off your taxes with a credit card, it might be cheaper than the interest from the government.
If you're considering owing money to the government versus owing money to a private lender, it's very often better to borrow money from a private lender and pay your taxes.
Lowever, Professor Kleiman adds that's not always the case. Avoid those payday lenders or someone who charges very high interest rates. And there is help, especially for low income, the elderly, and the disabled.